G'day, Steve Morgan here, Fishing Monthly Magazine's great spring day on the Gold Coast with Scott James from Stessl Boats. And Scott, normally we're down on the Gold Coast testing fishing boats. We're out the front looking for a few fish, but today it's a totally different story. Summer holidays coming up. This is a family boat. What's it called?
Mate, this is the new 630 Stessl Funseeker, so perfect bowrider boat for the family and for fishing still.
I notice on the side it says it's made with the new Platrix 2 hull, and we've done a few Platrix 2 hull. Platrix, of course, is that plate matrix that sits under the deck which makes these bulletproof. What's the improvement with the Platrix 2 over the original?
Mate, the big difference this year for Platrix 2 is the wider chines. So we increased about 50% wider chines and carried them further midship into the boat. So giving you better stability, better turning ability, which we'll see today in this thing.
Now, talk us about the difference between the fishing boats and the bowriders. Are they the same hull underneath?
Exact same hull. So the whole DNA of the Platrix is carried right through the Stessl plate range.
Now, talk us through from bow to stern some of the features of this boat. I know it's a bowrider, of course, and it's all comfy up front, but take us through some of the features.
It's got our brand new dashes for 2020, huge bow area, so giving you plenty of storage, but also being able to convert that area into a front casting deck. So take the family out one day, take the boys out the next, have a heap of fun. You've still got 250 litre underfloor fuel tank in this thing, so heaps of range. Folding rear lounge, which you can remove. It's got underfloor storage in it. It's just a big beamy boat. Heaps of room for the family and all the mates having a fish.
Now, I notice when you're on the water, it's always these Platrix hulls are big and high, so it's important to be able to get in the back. You've got a transom door in this. Is that standard for these hulls?
Yeah, new for 2020 was the transom door and ladder as standard features. So just making it more usable. It was an option that we were always fitting. So we listened to our customers and made it standard for 2020.
Now, I noticed when we're loading up today, we're loading into the kill tank all of the family fun gear. So You've got a good wet storage area in here, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly right. So whether it be fishing one day, family the next, putting all the gear in the kill tank or underfloor storage in this model, just gives you a great area to keep everything dry, out of the way, and keep that deck nice and clean.
Now, I noticed that you talk about this boat nearly being convertible. You can pull some of the parts of the bowrider setup away. Obviously, you can pull the ski pole out to try and make it more fishing friendly.
Yep, exactly right. So the ski pole is an easy remove, and we do have an optional bait board that slides in the same area. So it just gives this boat huge versatility.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's an important tip for Dad. Sell it as the family boat, but be able to transform it to the fishing boat under the cover of darkness. Now, hey, you've brought the family along today. Yep. Let's take this thing out of the water and see how she goes. So there you go, that's what the Funseeker looks like out on the water. We're on the Gold Coast Broadwater today, and that's exactly the environment this boat has been built for, taking the family for a day out in our great country. Now, when I got on this boat, I immediately noticed how big it was inside, and that's because the beam is 2.5 metres, and that's the maximum which is allowable to be trailered on the roads without an oversized sticker on the back. So if you think it's beamy, well, it actually is. What have they done with this space inside this boat? Well, they've done plenty with it. Up the front, you've got the bowrider section, plenty of room for the kids to ride up the front there. It's safe to ride up there while you're actually travelling along. Move back, the new dashes look great, and there's plenty of shade, which is important for a day out, especially over summer in the northern part of Australia. And in the back, of course, that great beam gives you a great big cockpit to use with a folding lounge at the back. So there's always somewhere for the family to sit when you're travelling along. Now, my ears pricked up when we talked about maybe converting this into a fishing boat, because that rear lounge is actually removable. You can put an infill for the front bunks. You can drop a trolling motor on the front. So if you're a dad and you want to sneak a family boat through that you can actually set up as a cool fishing boat with only some slight modifications, again, this is the rig for you. Now, one of the cool features of this boat, and it's something you're only going to find on Stessl and Horizon boats for the next little while, are these new extrusions which fit a select range of Railblazer mounts. So if you want to mount rod holders, phone holders, anything that you normally would be scared to drill into the boat for, well, you can just plug them in, twist them tight, and the accessories are exactly where you want them to be. This thing's powered by Yamaha's F200, and it's at the high end of the horsepower you can expect on a plate boat of this size. But this hull handles it really well. Corners like it's on rails, and it's actually a fast boat. At wide open throttle, 6,000 RPM, this thing travels at 78 kilometres per hour, getting 1 kilometre per litre of fuel burned. It's got 250 litres of fuel under the tank though, so at the most economical speeds, which were between 3 and 3,500 RPM, this thing went between 30 and 39 kilometres an hour, getting 2.2 kilometres per litre. That gives you a theoretical range of around 500 kilometres. Now, this is supplied on a twin axle trailer, comes in at around 2 tonnes loaded and ready to go out on the water. So any of the twin cab utes, any of the mid-size and above family cars are going to be able to tow it, no worries. And you're probably wondering about the price. Well, packages for the Funseeker start at around $75,000. This one here is tested around the $85,000 mark. So if you want more information on this hull, visit www.stessl.com.au or search Stessl Boats in any of your favourite socials.